Yo, yo, yo. It is unofficial T Ja. This is one of my first videos, and today, you read the title. I'm going to be just discussing the biggest duck in boxing history. And if you guys are wondering who I was talking about, is when Canelo ducked David for like a year. So I'll be going into details, giving my a list of reasons of why he ducked David. Now, if you can hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and be more for more boxing content, just other videos in general. So for my first reason is the money talk. A lot of times in boxing, right, guys would overprice themselves or overprice the fight so it doesn't happen. Canelo did this to a T. He said, I would fight David for 200 mil. Of course I would fight David for 200 mil. Probably insert the clip here.
One promoter who I work to, they come and say, I offer to you 150 to 200 million. I fight tomorrow. That's the only
For him to request that, especially David is not as a popular fighter enough to get that money. Maybe Turki Al-Sheikh could have did it, but Canelo doesn't like Turki Al-Sheikh. So it's just a out of this world request. Alright. And for my second reason, he chose to fight Jermall Charlo, John Ryder, Jaime Munguia, and Edgar Berlanga over fighting David. Some of those guys, it was bad timing. Like, I think David had already moved up when he fought Edgar Berlanga. But John Ryder, Jermall Charlo, and Jaime Munguia, those three guys, no one could ever say those guys deserve a fight with Canelo more than David. You cannot say John Ryder deserved that fight over David. It just doesn't make sense at all. John Ryder's less notified than David, less of a threat. No one knows, not less of a threat in terms of that, but he's also like, he's not as big, he's not on the rankings at that point. He wasn't at the rank, he wasn't even like top 10, I think. Maybe in some rankings he was, even though David was the number one contender. It made no sense. Jermall Charlo, people hyped it up as undisputed versus undisputed. But Jermall Charlo was undisputed in 2 weight classes lower than him at the time. So for him to pick those guys over David is wild. Why he also said David has to act nicely for the fight. This man is out of his mind. And this is for my final reason. This is the most damning reason. He said, I'm not going to fight any Mexican fighters. He said this right when David was getting enough buzz. Canelo Alvarez said, I'm not going to fight any Mexican fighters. Then proceeds to fight Munguia, but we're not going to address that. That is the biggest duck. For you to just decide, I'm not going to fight any sort of certain races of people or certain black people or anything, just any race of people or any category, is a duck, especially when the number one guy happens to be Mexican. Like, that is the biggest, craziest statement I've ever heard. Like, what do you mean? You're undisputed. You're going to have to fight the top guy. Why does it matter what race they are? He tried to say, I don't want people seeing Mexican versus Mexican fight, and then he fought him in gear. Like, this guy's a duck, man. This guy is a duck. And as we're ending the approach of this video, I would like to say, I'm not a Canelo hater. I'm just saying, his fans need to realize he ducked David so bad. And I, as a newer fan of boxing, it's not a good thing to end this off knowing that he did this. It made me more of a David fan because everyone was attacking David, saying, oh, David is this, David is that. But Canelo ducked him. And you guys could say whatever you want, and how you feel about it, this will always be a stain on his record. It was a clear duck. It was clear as day, even though, David didn't knock out Morrell. It's still that, Canelo doesn't take away from who Canelo is, but it does. It takes away from his legacy. And so thank you guys. Like the video, like, subscribe, share, and comment, man. Tell me your opinions, man. I know Canelo fans are going to be in the comments. Thank you.